Hey peeps, welcome back. We're talking Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 41. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. All right, you guys, I'm back from vacation. It is Wednesday and I am just now getting to watch Life After Lockup. So let's just get into it. The episode starts out with Bianca and Daniel. And, you know, just like I said last season of Love After Lockup, I really just don't think that this couple is a good couple. I don't think they're going to make it. However, the episode picks up right where it left off with them. Daniel has been out of jail officially 3 hours and he's ready to start his new life with Bianca, and he's ready to be sober. He's ready to just give it his all. But of course, you already know how it goes when they get out of jail. First thing they want to do is see the new place where they're going to live. The second thing they want to do is have the sex. So of course, you know, they had to, get right to it. Anyway, the very next morning, Daniel thinks that he saw the sun, the moon, and the stars, and that he was really in that bedroom laying it down, okay? Bianca says not so much. Slow down. It wasn't that great. You popped too fast. She wasn't here for it. But, give the man a chance. Anyway, Bianca is still the same person. She is really a spoiled, entitled, selfish little brat. This is not the relationship for her. She should actually be in a relationship with someone that is exactly her age, who is on the same level as her. They should either be working or in college somewhere, just experiencing life as, young 23-year-olds, instead of being in a relationship with a man who is fresh out of prison, who has gone through a whole lot of shit in his life and is dealing with his sobriety. She is not ready. Multiple times she mentioned all the things that she has done for him. Oh my gosh, it cost me $8,000 to move out here to be with you. She just kept bringing it up. So at one point, Daniel decides he's going to make breakfast for them, eggs and bacon, and they sit down to enjoy breakfast, and she asks him to go get her coffee. And he says, the coffee is right over there. You can go ahead and get it. I made breakfast. You can go, grab your cup of coffee. And she just kept insisting upon it as if she was bossing up on him or something. Then she makes some sort of comment that after everything I've done for you, the least you could do is get me some coffee. And he tells her right off the rip, don't do that. Don't do that. He was very clear. He said, I know that you've done a lot for me and I know I owe you a lot, but do not try to manipulate me. That is not okay. And she gets upset and calls him selfish. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you're absolutely the selfish one. And I think that the smart thing for him to do would be to either, one, go back to the halfway house where they wanted him to go, or two, parole to his mom's house. This girl is not ready. She is not mature enough. She is very, very entitled. She is a brat. She is selfish, and she only thinks about herself. I don't think they're going to work, but I'm wishing them the very best. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Zariah and Troy. Now, you know how I've always had problems pronouncing her name? I realized last night why. One reason is Troy pronounces her name totally different than the way her sister pronounced it. I don't know what her name is. We're going with Zariah. Let's just go with that. Anyway, Troy has been out of jail for about a month, and before we can even get into the couple good, Zariah is already yelling at him about sharing the closet and him putting her bras in a basket, and she needs to use those bras every day. She's a lot. She really is. But what I was excited about is she has finally gotten rid of that raggedy ass ponytail. I was happy about that. I really was. Troy is not happy about her sister living with them. He says, they have an extra person living with them. Well, Troy, I hate to break it to you, but you're the extra person. She was there before you got there. So you need to back up a little bit. As far as we know, you've been out of jail for a month and you are still not contributing to the household yet. So I don't really think you have the right to contribute your comments about her sister being there. Her sister, however, did let us know that she feels completely sorry for Troy because Zariah talks crap to him on a regular basis, yells at him, and makes him feel self-conscious. Ain't no way. Honey, I know you can't stand your mama Karen, but you can still go stay with your mama until you can get a job and get back on your feet. Anyway, Zariah and Troy, before they get ready to leave to go to this non-profit organization that I think is absolutely a fraud, fake, and phony. That's just my opinion. I don't know for sure, but I would never trust Zariah or Zariah. I don't care how you pronounce it. I wouldn't trust Z or Troy. That's what I would say now. Z. I wouldn't trust Z or Troy to run a nonprofit. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Run it right into the ground. That's exactly what I would think. But anyway, before they get ready to leave, Troy is out in the living room talking about he need to roll up before they leave. I thought, are you really rolling up and getting prepared for your weed journey throughout the day? And her son is right there in front of him? I didn't think that was appropriate, not even a little bit. So they go down to this office, and I said, this can't be real. This can't be. There is no way that this woman is running a legitimate nonprofit business. It just doesn't sound right. Also, did anybody notice that Troy had pink nails? I thought if you've got time to go down and visit, the salon to get your nails done, you should have time to go get a job. I didn't love it. Anyway, she announces that Troy is going to be a director of communications or community outreach, something like that, for the nonprofit organization. And I said, from prison to director? Huh. I went to college. I'm not a director. Anyway, okay. Later in the episode, we find that, Zariah, she has not paid the rent on the building for the nonprofit. Not only has she not paid the rent on the building for the nonprofit, she doesn't have any money to pay the rent for the place that they currently live. I said, well, shit. Maybe if you had not gone down to Party City and bought all those party favors, rented that hotel room, got him that crown, those designer clothes, a new cell phone, the cash bouquet, and all the other things that you did for Troy, you may have been able to pay the rent somewhere. You know what I mean? She lets him know that they're not going to be able to go into the building to work for a while till she gets the rent caught up. It's a nonprofit, and she doesn't know where they're going to get the money from. Troy gets back to running his mouth about having to run out in the streets, to make this money real fast. You talking like this and we don't have any money and you haven't paid the rent. You didn't tell me nothing. This is equivalent to you lying to me. Oh my gosh, I got to get out in these streets. I said, really? You are on a national television program and wearing a damn ankle monitor and you want to talk to us, the nation, about getting out in the streets? That didn't sound smart. Not even a little bit. Also, when you're on probation, are you allowed to smoke the weed? I'm just asking. So Zariah gets all upset with Troy because he's upset with her. But I'm thinking, how can you get upset with him for being upset with you when you could have told him from the jump that you hadn't paid rent at the nonprofit business for 2 months and that you don't have the money to pay the rent for the place that you live? Here's my thing. Troy's been out of jail Troy's been out for a month. I think it's time for Troy to get a job, a real job. This nonprofit thing is not legit. And I don't think that either one of them gives two shits about this nonprofit organization at all. I think what they care about is trying to use the money from the nonprofit to live their best lives. That's just my opinion. I have no proof of it, but I think all of this is fraudulent. And if he keeps messing around with Zariah, he's going to end up back in jail, both of them, for some sort of federal crime. I don't trust I don't trust that situation, not one tiny bit. Get down in the comments. Do you think this is a legitimate business, or do you think that this is some sort of money scheme? Hey, Tenny and Rob. Tenny and Rob are back. I didn't like them from the jump. It was something about her allowing herself to be recorded and watched from prison, and allowing her children to have to be watched and, you know, spoken to through the cameras from a man that they really truly don't know. I don't care how many times you go to visit somebody in prison, you still don't know them. You don't really find out who they are until you see them on a regular basis or until they're in your home. And I just don't agree with introducing children to some grown man and then having them call that guy daddy. I don't love it. Anyway, Rob is back. Rob has been out of jail for 6 weeks, and they have moved into a new place. And as soon as they get there, first thing Rob wants to do is hang up some cameras. Absolutely not. I would have told him instantly that is a no-go. There will not be any cameras here. You are out of jail now. You don't need them for that fake-ass security reason you were using before. Absolutely not. Also, at the very beginning, didn't it seem odd? The production was asking them about being happy or whatever, and Tenny said, I mean, we're happy, right? Rob says, for the most part, we're definitely happy. Tenny then says, yeah, we're happy. I mean, they didn't look happy. The looks on their face didn't say, you know, we're happy. You know, we want to be together. None of that. It turns out that Tenny was having this welcome home party for Rob, and they invited family and friends, and nobody wanted to come. Rob's sister made up this stupid excuse about how he had an allergic reaction and her eye swelled up, so she wasn't gonna make it. Then he called his friend Tori. Tori wasn't gonna make it. Nobody made it. When it was almost over, her mother and her friend shows up, then his mom shows up. Now, you remember we met his mom last season, and we weren't really fond of her then. She comes in, and she is still the same woman. When she comes in, first thing she does is she hugs Rob, then she hugs Tenny and tells Tenny that she loves her, only to sit down 3 minutes later and go off, talking about how she barely sees Rob. He don't talk to her as much. He don't take care of her financially. You just got with her and now you're taking care of her family. I don't understand what's going on with Rob's mom. I don't know why she feels that he should be taking care of her. I don't know why she thinks that her needs are his responsibility. First of all, his mom is not elderly. She seems to be extremely able-minded. She's able in body, and she's not ill. So it is not his job to take care of you, and it's not right for you to mistreat his wife. I don't think she realizes that Rob is her son, not her man. He's not obligated to take care of her. He has a wife, and his wife's children he is claiming as his own. His mom is really reckless. She is acting as if him spending time with his family is cheating on her. You know, when he was with his ex, according to his mom, the ex would always slide her money and make sure she was okay. Tenny is not doing that, so that's why she doesn't like Tenny. I don't know, honey. The argument got to going. The next thing you know, fists started flying. They started, you know, squaring up, fighting and carrying on. You can hear off to the side, Tenny's daughter said, oh my gosh, she's after my mom, bitch, or something like that. She calls Rob's mom a bitch. I don't blame her. If I seen somebody coming after my mom or fighting with my mom, I'm jumping in. It's, you know, I'm sorry. I'll protect my mom first. I don't know. I don't think they're going to make it either. It's too much. I think that Rob is a little weird. I think he's insecure. I also think he's controlling. And his mom is definitely too damn much. So I truly don't think this couple is going to work. You guys get down in the comments. What do you think about Rob and Tenny? Do you think that they're going to make it Justine and Michael? So Michael and Justine are officially living in Las Vegas. Their daughter, Manhattan Barbie, is officially 6 months old and absolutely beautiful. She is a little cutie. Michael has been out of jail for a little over 6 months. And I don't know, you guys, but in his confessionals, he looks like he has aged 6 years. I think becoming a family man, moving to Las Vegas has wore him the hell out. He is looking tired. Anyway, we find out that they got a house in Vegas, but they have spent way too much money. So he said that their budget is extremely tight, and he is now working full time at a moving company. We find out that Justine is pregnant. She is 16 weeks pregnant. That is crazy to me. So they have a 6-month-old baby, and she is 16 weeks pregnant. We also find out that the baby that she's carrying is a little boy. However, the doctor informs us that Justine was told previously by her last doctor that she needed to get her tubes tied, or she needed some sort of contraception because of all the C-sections that she's had before. She is really putting her life and the baby's life in danger. That made me terribly sad, because that doctor was not fooling around in any way. She told Justine that she needs to get her affairs in order. She needs to get a will. She needs to find out, does she want a do not resuscitate? She needs to plan every detail out, because she may not make it. She told her even when someone has only had 2 C-sections, let alone 5 that Justine has had, she said they always want them to wait at least 2 years before getting pregnant again. And that's someone without complications. So she is really worried and concerned about Justine. After Justine's new baby is born, they will have a total combined 9 children. I am really upset that she ignored the warnings the doctor gave her before. And I don't know if Michael could really take care of all the kids by himself without having her. You know, he broke down. He was devastated because she told him what she wants. If anything should happen, she wants the baby to live. She wants him to take the baby and go. She doesn't want to be resuscitated. That broke my heart. That was a heavy and sad moment. I think that this was a moment of Justine and Michael being irresponsible. They said that this baby was planned. But if you know that it's a possibility that you could die, that the baby could die, why put yourself in that position when you know that you already have 8 other children that need their parents? I am wishing the very best for them and their entire family. And I hope that she takes the advice that the doctor is given and get her tubes tied or get an IUD or something. She cannot do this again. Britney and Key-Rock. Lord have mercy, they are back. Now, you know how I felt about Britney and Key-Rock. I felt as if those two did not belong together. They were at each other's throats too much. I thought Key-Rock was too jealous, too controlling, and over the damn top. And I thought that Britney cried too damn much. I was just over it. Anyway, they are still engaged. Key-Rock has been out of jail for 7 months, and the entire family has packed up the house, got the U-Haul standing by, and they are ready to move to Houston, Texas, in the hope of a better future. Hopefully, Key-Rock will be able to find a good HVAC job there. Britney has found a nail tech school that she wants to join. So the day before they're supposed to pull out to head off to Texas, they take the car to get an oil change, and they find out that Key-Rock was never approved to move to Texas. And Key-Rock gets a full-fledged attitude with the probation office because he wants to know why he was not approved. And he lets them know, but we've packed up our whole house. We've quit our jobs. We won't have anywhere to live. We've, ended our lease with the place that we're renting. And the person says what I would say. Why the hell would you do that? You're on probation. Britney is on probation. Why in Sam hell would either one of you quit your jobs, break your lease, pack up your entire house when both of you have not been approved. That was just stupid. And that's what the probation person was pretty much telling them. Key Rock gets an attitude talking about him and Britney have been wonderful on probation. They haven't broke any rules and they can't understand why the state of Texas would not want them to be there. Britney thinks that it's because both of them are felons and they are a couple, which normally when you are both felons and a couple, you usually can't be together. So she thinks that maybe the state of Texas is concerned that they're going to come down there and cause a problem. The probation department offers them a government hotel room that they can stay in because the appeal for the Texas approval could take up to 30 days. I know it has to be frustrating. I know it is. But that's just something that they caused. You can't make all these big plans and decide, you, Britney, your mom, and your brother are all going to quit your jobs, pack up the U-Haul, and move to a whole nother state when, you're pretty much assigned to this particular state. This, to me, just seems like another bit of immaturity. And it also makes me wonder why your mother didn't say anything. Why did she go along with this? I wouldn't. I'm just saying. Anyway, good luck to them both. Kim and Joey. Joey has officially been out of jail for 2 months. Kim is at her dad's house with Joey's mom, who is very positive about the relationship. That woman is positive in every way. And in my opinion, it's because she don't want Joey's ass back at her place. Anyway, Kim is back at her dad's house going through the garage trying to find things that she can sell in her yard sale because she needs help getting money for a down payment for a house that her and Joey are going to buy. And I said to myself, how is it possible that you and Joey are going to buy a house together and Joey has no job? And why is it that Joey's been out of jail for 2 months and Joey has no job? No, he need to be at somebody's warehouse, somebody's drive-through, somebody's car wash. I'm sorry, Joey needs a job. Anyway, she says that they're going to buy this house and that the monthly mortgage payment is going to be $1,500 a month. So her and Joey have got to make money off this yard sale. Honey, listen, I have never seen a yard sale that made that much money. I'm just saying. So we see Joey dropping the boys off, and he does seem to have a really good rapport with the boys. At least Caden, he does. But I still wouldn't trust him with my children. I'm sorry. I think they're too small for me to trust with this guy. I just couldn't do it. But Kim seems to be fine with it. We find out that when Kim got pregnant with Caden, she was with her boyfriend and Joey, and they were having sex around the same time. She later married that boyfriend. Joey went to jail and the boyfriend became Caden's father, and he's also the father of her younger child. However, she never told her husband that it's a possibility that Caden is not his. She also never got a DNA test. The more time Joey spends with Caden and looks at Caden, he believes that Caden is his biological child and he wants to know. So he buys a paternity test with Kim's money. Kim wants to put off taking the test, talking about, do we have to do this right now? We've got so much going on. And I'm thinking, I thought that something was wrong with Kim. I thought she was really dirty and disgusting for what she did to her cousin. But come on, Kim. You didn't tell your husband that this baby may not be his, and he's been raising this child and paying support for both of these children, and one of them is possibly Joey's. I think that Joey has the right to know if this is his son. Your husband has the right to know if this is his child. And Caden deserves to know who his real father is. I think she really just doesn't want that support money to stop. Kim makes some kind of statement that ignorance is bliss. No, it isn't. It really isn't. Ignorance is just that. Ignorance. Cut the shit. I don't know what's going on with Kim, But Joey did take the paternity test and drop that thing in the mail. Kim's going to be in a world of trouble when her husband sees this. And I'm telling you, if he finds out that Caden is not his biological son, Kim is going to be in receipt of a court order real soon. Anyway, peeps, what did you think about Kim in this premiere episode? Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.